Are you stuck in a cycle of bad habits? Do you find yourself setting goals and resolutions only to abandon them weeks or even days later? If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Habits are powerful forces in our lives, shaping our daily routines, our long-term goals, and ultimately who we become. Yet, changing habits can feel like an insurmountable challenge, a constant battle between our intentions and our ingrained behaviors. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the science and psychology of habits, exploring why they're so hard to change, and more importantly, how you can transform them for good. By understanding the mechanics of habits, we can unlock the potential to create lasting change and take control of our lives. To begin our journey, let's first understand what habits are. Habits are automatic behaviors, actions we perform without conscious thought. They are like scripts running in the background of our minds, guiding us through our daily lives with minimal effort. Think about your morning routine: brushing your teeth, making coffee, checking your phone. These actions are so ingrained that you barely think about them. That's the power of habits. They allow us to perform complex tasks efficiently, freeing up mental resources for more demanding activities. But not all habits are beneficial. Some habits, like exercising regularly or reading every day, contribute to our well-being and personal growth. Others, like smoking, overeating, or procrastinating, can be destructive, holding us back from reaching our full potential. Despite knowing the harm these bad habits cause, breaking free from them can feel almost impossible. Why is that? At the core of every habit lies a simple neurological loop, known as the habit loop. This loop consists of three key components: the cue, the routine, and the reward. Understanding this loop is crucial to transforming your habits, so let's break it down. Cue. The cue is the trigger that initiates the habit. It could be a time of day, an emotional state, a location, or even a specific event. The cue tells your brain to switch into automatic mode and engage the habit. For example, the cue for a smoker might be feeling stressed, while the cue for someone who exercises every morning might be waking up. Routine. The routine is the behavior or action that you perform in response to the cue. This is the habit itself. Continuing with our examples, the smoker lights a cigarette and the early riser heads to the gym. The routine is the visible part of the habit, the action you want to change or reinforce. Reward. The reward is the benefit you gain from the habit, the reason your brain remembers the habit loop for the future. Rewards can be physical, emotional, or psychological. For the smoker, the reward might be a temporary sense of relaxation. For the exerciser, it could be the rush of endorphins or the satisfaction of completing a workout. The reward is what makes your brain want to repeat the routine whenever the cue appears. So why do bad habits stick, even when we know they're harmful? The answer lies in the reward component of the habit loop. Bad habits often provide immediate rewards, even if those rewards are short-lived or ultimately detrimental. For example, smoking might provide instant stress relief, and procrastination might offer temporary comfort from a difficult task. These rewards create a strong neurological craving, reinforcing the habit loop and making the bad habit harder to break. Moreover, many bad habits are linked to emotional states, such as stress, boredom, or anxiety. When you're feeling down, your brain seeks out behaviors that provide comfort or distraction, even if those behaviors are ultimately harmful. Over time, these habits become your brain's go-to response to negative emotions, creating a cycle that's difficult to escape. But how to transform your habits? Transforming your habits isn't about willpower or self-discipline alone. It's about reprogramming the habit loop. Here's how you can start. Step 1. Identify the cue. The first step in transforming a habit is to identify what triggers it. You need to become aware of the cues that set off the habit loop. This requires some introspection and observation. Keep track of when and where your habit occurs. What time of day is it? Where are you? What are you feeling? Are there specific people or situations that trigger the habit? For example, if your habit is stress eating, you might notice that it often happens in the late afternoon when you're feeling tired and overwhelmed. By identifying the cue, you're shining a light on the trigger that sets the habit loop in motion. This awareness is the first step towards change. Step 2. Replace the routine. You need to replace the bad habit with a new, healthier routine that provides a similar reward. But what is the easiest way to break bad habits? You need to make the habit unappealing and unattractive. But how do you do that? To start, remind yourself why you want to change this habit. Do you feel like a loser or a lazy person when engaging in it? Are there other negative feelings associated with it? Be aware of these negative thoughts and create artificial stories that reinforce them while you're indulging in the habit. For example, when you smoke, imagine the owner of the cigarette company being thrilled that someone like you is buying his products, or picture your better self mocking you, saying you'll never be like him as long as you keep smoking. It's painful, isn't it? By associating these negative stories with the bad habit, the craving and pleasure you once felt will begin to disappear. Step 3. Reinforce the reward. This step is crucial because it's the reward that cements the new habit in your brain. Make sure that the new routine provides a positive outcome, even if it's a small one. Over time, your brain will start to associate the new routine with the reward, and the old habit will lose its grip. For example, if you've replaced smoking with deep breathing, take a moment to acknowledge how relaxed you feel after a few deep breaths. If you've replaced stress eating with a walk, notice how much better you feel after getting some fresh air and exercise. Reinforcing the reward helps solidify the new habit loop, making it more likely to stick. It's also helpful to set up small incentives for yourself. For instance, you could reward yourself with something enjoyable, like reading a book or watching your favorite show after successfully completing the new routine. These additional rewards can help motivate you during the early stages of habit transformation. Consistency is key to transforming habits, but consistency doesn't mean perfection. Over time, these small wins will add up, and the new habit will become second nature. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on your own habits. What habits are holding you back? What new habits could propel you forward? What habit will you start transforming today? Share your thoughts and goals in the comments below. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to subscribe for more practical tips on how to improve your life, one habit at a time. Change is possible, and it starts with you.